Welcome back, everybody. My name is BluJay, and we are back once again in my survival world, ready for another episode together. We're going to be doing a little bit of base expansion today, and this is going to be a little bit similar to an episode we did early on in the series where we built the main level, and we're going to be doing a lot of the same stuff, but I've got a lot of things that I want to talk about with you guys. For example, the future of this base, and the future of this channel, and just different things that I've got coming up that you guys might need to know about that might affect my upload schedule just a little bit. And so, rather than doing a lengthy intro, we will get right into building, and I'll do some talking while we go. Let's get going. If you saw the enchanting room episode where we built this enchanting area, you notice that there's two sections right here that we didn't put any lighting in, and I knew that was because we were going to do some base expansion. One is going to go up and one is going to go down, and this one that we're digging out right now is going to take us down to the lower level. Now, I've already calculated out how many blocks we need to go down so that, we don't accidentally go underwater, because we want to be almost pretty much level with the water, because we're going to do a similar thing that we did with the main level of the base, and go kind of around the inside of the mountain. So part of it will go, open to the air, and part of it will go underground, and it'll be pretty cool when it's done. So while we're doing this, I want to start talking about the first topic that I have for you guys today. And that topic has to do with the future of this channel and of this series. Since I released the World Download and World Tour episode 3 or 4 episodes ago at this point, it was rather recently, I've gotten this question almost daily, and if not daily, it's been about every other day. When am I going to release another world download? Now, that question alone gives me excitement and hope for this channel, because you guys are excited enough about the content that I'm producing that you already want another world download, and it's only been a couple of episodes since I released it, so not a whole lot has been done as far as building goes, especially because we committed one full episode to adventuring and going to the ocean monument in the last episode, so there's already one episode where we didn't do any new content as far as building, so there's not a lot to see so far. What we've got so far after the world download is the skeleton spawner being finished and the rail system to get there, and what we're doing in this episode now by building the second layer of the base. So there's really not a whole lot of new content for you guys to explore. So I don't want to release too early and then you guys be let down because there's not a whole lot new in the world download. Now, if you're so excited about a particular build that you just want that map now, just be patient, because it's coming. I definitely want to do that as often as possible, and I'm still tossing around the idea of how often I want to release a world download. It's all going to depend on content. The average is probably going to be somewhere around 20 episodes between world downloads, just to give me enough chance to do some adventuring and to do some building and to expand my base and expand into other areas of the world. And I think that'll give us a pretty good average, but I'm not necessarily going to stick to that if I've got, enough content at 15 more episodes or even 10 or 12. It just depends on how we're doing. So I've had people ask me, are you going to do one at 10 episodes from now or, 20 episodes from now? It's just going to depend. So I will keep you guys in the loop on this question as much as possible, because I want you to have the map that you really want to play on, and it's coming. It's coming in the future, but we're not quite there yet. We just started the second leg of this series right after a really awesome World Tour episode. It was received so well. I just want to keep pushing forward and encourage you guys. Keep watching. I've got a lot of great content for you guys coming, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. I've done some work off camera, and I went ahead and finished the staircase and hallway leading down to our second level. And as you can see, those little, those 2 high blocks, those are representative of the pillars, the spruce wood pillars that we're going to put in place. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and carve out the first section of the ring here. It's going to be a circle, and it's going to be a little bit of an oblong circle, just because of the nether portal, all of the netherrack that's kind of thrown everywhere, and the fire that we really want to avoid. I'm just going to make sure to steer as far away from that as I possibly can, because I don't want to light this place up when I start placing down wood logs, and with fire spread on, that could quickly turn into tragedy for my entire base area. So we're going to be very careful of where we place our wood logs and try to stay away from all of that fire. While we continue to not build, because we're destroying, actually. This is the demolition part of the building process. But while we demolish this area and carve out our sphere, what I want to do now is I want to talk about another topic that's kind of going to, relate to what we just talked about, the future of the channel, and different things that I've got coming up that might affect my upload schedule slightly, one more so than the other. In the next few days, I am going to be going away on vacation, and oh, hello, there's the enchanting room. We need to not dig any higher because I don't want to break the floor. But anyways, back to what I was saying, I'm going away on vacation for a few days, and it's not a very long vacation. It's just kind of a weekend trip that I'm doing with my wife and my son and some extended family, and it's just going to be a nice time away because I've got vacation days with my job. They've given me vacation days to use, and I'm terrible at using my vacation days because I really do enjoy my job, and it's hard to get away sometimes when you enjoy what you do. And so I am disciplining myself here to set some time to go away and be away from my job and to just be with my family and to enjoy a little bit of a vacation. And we're going to like a family camp and doing some fun family stuff together, and it's going to be awesome. So I'm going to try as best as I can to pre-record another episode within the next day or two that I can release while I'm gone so that there's not such a long gap, such a long wait between this episode and the next one, because I know you guys are asking me, once in a while to have a more frequent upload schedule, and I want to honor that as much as I can. I do have a full-time job, I do have a family, and it's really hard to upload, every other day. Daily is impossible. I don't know that there's ever going to be a time where I can upload daily, but, never say never, right? But for now, I want to try to upload as often as I can, and that seems to be around every 4 days or so. And so I want to try as best as I can to have another episode ready for while I'm on vacation. And then the other thing that I've got coming up that might affect my upload schedule a little bit more drastically for a little longer period of time is my wife and I are expecting our second baby coming August timeframe. And so, babies are going to come when babies come. There's no way of telling for sure when that's going to happen, and so it's going to happen at a moment's notice. We've got a general idea of when that's going to happen, and so, I just want to prepare you guys right now that there's probably going to be a several week time period, maybe even a month or so, where I'm going to be unable to do a whole lot of uploading, if any at all, because I'm going to be caring for a newborn baby. And if you guys that watch these videos, if any of you have kids, you know that it's a lot of work. And while it is a lot of work, it is one of my favorite things about life is just being a family man, being a parent, being a husband. It's such a joy, and I really enjoy that part of my life, and I want that to take the priority that it deserves and needs, especially in a time like that where we're inviting a new life into the world and raising a new baby. That's a lot of work, and it's very much worth the effort that it takes to do. So that is going to be happening August time frame. That's my best guess at this point in time. And so I don't want you guys to be alarmed if there is a point in time that I have to take a little bit of a break from my upload schedule. I don't want you to be alarmed and think that I've gone away and that I'm not coming back. It's just a break. Some different ideas that I've thrown around for that particular time where I'm not going to do as much on the Let's Play series. I thought that maybe I could try doing some shorter videos, like just channel updates, or maybe some, news videos on what's coming up for Minecraft Pocket Edition, or as it's going to be called, Minecraft, because they're dropping the Pocket Edition. If you don't know about that, check out the Minecraft website, because they've got awesome news that came out at E3 last week. So maybe I could do some news videos on what's coming up, or maybe I could do some like PvP on Mineplex or INPvP or Lifeboat or something like that, and those don't take a whole lot of time to record or do. I haven't actually released any, but I've done a test run on it just to see how long it would take me. Maybe I could do something like that would only take an hour of my time rather than, you know, multiple hours. It's probably somewhere close to about 10 hours per episode. So it takes a while, and I'm going to take a little bit of break from that when the new baby arrives. So be patient with me. I will get back on my schedule as quickly as I possibly can. All right, we're making some pretty good progress on this circle here. A couple areas of concern that you guys should be aware of while I'm building is the fire back there. And we'll jump up here as well, because I want to show you one area that we do need to be careful of, because I don't want to dig around and then run into this by accident. We've got our iron farm down on the same level as well. Now, I don't want them to connect. I want this to be its own thing, only accessible from one area. So hopefully, the way that I've calculated this out, it doesn't run into it. But we'll just have to see. So let me keep working, and I'll come back at you when we've got some more progress. All right, so I've done a little bit more digging, and we've hollowed out a pretty good chunk of this. And there's only like one little section left to hollow out, but I want to show you a couple things. Again, areas of concern. Right there, above there is lava, so we need to empty that out. We're going to get some buckets. It's, let me show you. Whoops, fell into the water. It's this area right up here. This little lava stream has caused me so many problems, and we're probably going to take it out, unfortunately. We'll replace it with something else at some point. We'll put some more lava down so it's a little bit more even spread. But on back here, the last little section is our fishing shop, and this did not work out exactly how I had imagined it. I was originally planning for that to be the doorway, but we're kind of cutting into our wall here because of the way that I calculated out the sphere, and if I change it now, I'm going to have to change the whole thing. So rather than doing that, I'm going to tear down part of the fishing shop and reconstruct it to match the hallway that we're building. So it'll still look pretty much the same. It's just a little section that we're going to have to chop out. But I'm going to do that, and we'll keep going when I'm ready to start laying down some floors and walls and all of that good stuff. Creepers! Creepers! I've been hit by 2 creepers. Oh, I was gathering some wood from the tree farm, and they snuck up on me. I've not been snuck up on in ages. Seriously, I don't know the last time that I've been hit by a creeper. I didn't hear them coming. I was getting wood at the wood farm, and I was putting some of it in a shulker box, and all of a sudden, I heard the hiss, and then I heard the bang, and it was all over for my path. We're going to have to reconstruct this. We'll do this off camera. I'm not going to focus on this right now, and then we'll continue gathering resources for the base. I'll be right back. All right, we've avoided any further entanglements with our creeper friends, and we've rebuilt the path a little bit. We're going to wait for that grass to grow, but look, a full shulker box of logs, and I'm hoping that's going to get us through the entirety of this build, because that took me probably, I lost track, maybe 2 or 3 hours to gather all of that. It took a while, so I'm done chopping trees for now. I'm done with it. All right, so we are done gathering logs, and hopefully we've got enough for the entirety of this build. We shall see at the end of this episode if I had to get any more wood, but I hope I didn't. Oh, because it was a lot. But while we're doing this, while we're placing down our first pillars and completing this staircase area, I want to talk a little bit about the plans for the lower level. We are building a whole lower level, and you know, it wouldn't make sense to build there unless I had plans for it. And I've got some, but it's not a lot. So I'm going to need some of your help to have suggestions for what should go down here. The first idea that I had was in, not the last episode, 2 episodes ago, we built the minecart station and the minecart track that goes to our skeleton farm. Now, it's close by to my base, but it's still a little bit of a walk to get to that main minecart station. And I'm thinking maybe we can put a little launcher and cactus minecart breaker thing. I don't remember what that's called. But the contraption that we built 2 episodes ago, the little minecart station, maybe we could put one here in the second level that would take us directly to the main hub for where all of our minecart stations are going to be. So that's one idea that I had. Another idea that I had was trying to find a place to put a netherwort farm, and potentially near the netherwort farm because, what's the point of growing netherwort unless you're going to use it for potions? So potentially building a potion brewing station. I also tossed around the idea of putting a villager trading area down here, but now that I'm saying that, I'm not going to do that. Because, well, as I think about it, I'm going to have to do some research because I'm not going to put a villager breeder down here because that's going to probably throw off the efficiency of the iron farm, if not break it altogether, because I'm pretty sure that's within the range of, being calculated as a village. So I don't want to break the iron farm. We may put a trading station in here as long as it's just villagers and as long as the villager breeder is far, far, far away from here. So, tell me if you guys know, if I put villagers in my base, is that going to affect the efficiency of the farm? As long as there's no doors down here, as long as all I'm doing is trading with them, will that affect the efficiency of the iron farm? I don't think so, but help me out. Help me to confirm this. I'm going to do some research, and if you guys can let me know as well, that would be super helpful. Also, on the topic of letting me know things, let me know ideas of what you want to see on this level, because I want this to be our series together that I build things you guys want to see. So I know I've already done like a blacksmith shop, and I've done the iron farm, and I've done an enchanting room, and I've done a couple of things like that. And I've got some basic ideas for what I want to go down here, but give me some more ideas. I know another thing that I need to do, and I'm not sure if that's going to be on this level, or if there's just going to be a path to get there from this level, or where I'm going to do it yet. But I do need to build myself a storage system, because I've been going through this episode. This is episode 24, and I don't have a storage system. I have a few chests thrown over by the horse stable, but I need a storage room. And I need to figure out where that's going to go. So maybe that'll go somewhere down here. What do you guys think? Leave some comments. Leave me some suggestions. If you like the ideas that I have, then let me know. If you have other ideas, then I'd love to hear those as well. Let me keep building on this, and I'll come back to you when we've got some more progress on our second level. All right, so we've got our pillars in place all throughout the second level, and what we need to start doing now is putting in the floor and putting in the walls. If you saw the episode where we built the main level of the base early on in this series, this is a very similar, not very similar, exactly the same design as that. We're using spruce wood fences to kind of line some stone, and we'll carve out some of that stone and put cobblestone and andesite in so that it breaks up the texture a little bit and makes it look a little bit more interesting. But we're also in the middle going to place down some redstone lamps. That way we can light up our path and it looks nice. It's not just torches thrown about, and it's not just, the regular glowstone. I'm not a huge fan of the glowstone texture. It's okay in some circumstances, like if you're putting trapdoors around it like we've used a couple times. It makes it look like a nice little, hanging ceiling lamp kind of thing. But just glowstone by itself, not a big fan of that block. It's just not my favorite texture. I do have my favorites, and I do have my least favorites, and that's probably one of my least favorite textures in the game. But it's got its use, and so we use it as much as we can in the best way that we can, and most of the time that's in redstone lamps. All right, so this staircase is finished, and we've got our textures in place. We've got our lamps in place, and one thing I want to show you is this wall right here gave us a little bit of trouble because it is the exact same wall as right there, and so we couldn't put a redstone torch behind it. Otherwise, it would show through with the wood log, and we'd have to take that out. So that's a mechanic I didn't realize, that if you put a redstone torch under a block, it powers that block and the lamp above it. So I learned something new about redstone. I know enough to get by, but I'm still pretty much a noob at some of the redstone stuff. I follow a lot of tutorials, I learn as much as I can, and I'm trying to do, more and more education for myself on redstone so that I can start coming up with my own builds. And once in a while I do, but redstone is still a little bit of a new thing for me. That's a goal I want to set for myself for this channel and for this year, is to learn redstone enough that I can come up with my own design for a particular device or contraption or something like that. So that's going to be a goal of mine to set for this channel. Well, I got in the zone so much of making the circle that I completely messed up the design, and I had to redo some of this off camera, and I'm going to redo a lot more of it off camera, and this is the reason why right here. This 1 block gap between the sections of lighting with the three block wide area. That's the way we built it upstairs, and that's not the way we did it originally down here until I redid a good chunk of this. So let me keep going on this, and I'll show you some more progress when we get it redone. Be right back. We are back with a little bit more progress, and I've got an answer to a question that I had for you guys in, I think it was 2 episodes ago. I asked what you thought about jump cuts and what you thought about the idea of less jump cuts versus more jump cuts, less progress versus completing a project in 1 episode, and I got several of you guys to answer that question for me, and I really appreciate that feedback because it helps me to shape the direction of this channel and the direction of my episodes. So let me kind of give you the consensus of what everybody pretty much said that answered that question. If it's not broke, don't fix it. You guys seem to be enjoying the series so far, as is, and you seem to enjoy the level of content that I produce and the amount that I get done per episode, and so if that requires jump cuts, that requires jump cuts, and so if it's not broke, don't fix it. You guys are enjoying it, and I'll keep doing what I'm doing. Now, the consensus was also that maybe once in a while do a little bit more of a tutorial style build where I build everything on camera, but that's going to be for smaller things, and for bigger projects like this, it wouldn't be interesting for you to sit here and watch me build this entire hallway because it's just the same thing over and over and over. Place down a pillar, place down another pillar 3 blocks away, and then placed another pillar with a 1 block gap. And it's just over and over and over and over. And it just doesn't make for interesting content. So jump cuts are necessary for things like this. For things that I can do in 1 cut, then I will do that. And yeah, that's looking pretty good. That transition between the fishing shop and the hallway, oh, it's perfect. I love it. I really like the way that turned out. So yeah, we are almost done with this. And as soon as I'm done, I'm going to take you on a little bit of a tour around this level that we built together today. All right, we're completely finished. It's done. Now, there's not a whole lot of interesting things to see down here yet because we haven't built anything down here yet, but that is an amazing view. I love how just the perspective has shifted since moving down here with that nether portal. It looks so nice from this level. And then the other thing we've got is direct access to our fishing shop, so we can come down from our base and grab our fishing pole and go directly out to the dock where we can catch some fish and hopefully someday a mending book. I have been trying, guys. I've been breeding some villagers. I've been fishing hours upon hours. No joke. Hours upon hours of fishing, and I still have not found a mending book. So hopefully I can find one of those soon because I want to get it on my elytra and some of my tools and some of my armor, but that is for another day. For today, we are done with this area. This is looking pretty nice to start out our 2nd level. Unfortunately, guys, I am out of time and we are done for today. We completed the structure for the 2nd level of the base, the underground section, and we've got a lot of ideas, a lot of plans, and hopefully you guys have ideas for me as well. As I said earlier in this episode, I would love to hear those, and we can make this part of the base just as awesome as the first part. And I really hope that I can have another episode out for you guys. Like I said, I'm going on vacation, and so I hope I can get one done before I leave. At the very latest, it'll be early next week before another one comes out. So I will do my best to make another episode happen for you guys before I go away, so that gap is not quite as long between episodes. But for today, I gotta finish it up. So let me know what you thought about this episode. I know it was a little bit more conversational and a little less build-focused, but sometimes it's good to have a little conversation to update on things that are happening and things that are going to be happening in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed the content of this video, even if it was a little bit different. So let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, and what you'd like to see in the future on this channel, and I'd be happy to open up that floor for conversation. But for now, My name is BluJay, and I've got to fly on out of here. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.